Are you into abandoned places and Soviet architecture? Then you really can't miss these places.
First, I'll take you to Tskaltubo, Georgia, one of the Soviet Union's most popular spa towns, where Stalin reportedly based too. These days, the ghost town with its huge abandoned sanatoriums is a paradise for urban adventurers. We'll also see brutalist cable car stations and check out rustic gondolas in the historic mining town of Chiatura.
A journey that's definitely not your everyday tourist experience in Georgia.
Tskaltubo is located in western Georgia, about a 3.5-hour drive from the capital Tbilisi. 22 sanatoriums, 9 bathhouses and numerous hotels, once magnificent and now mostly abandoned, make this place a hotspot for anyone interested in taking photos of urban decay.
Are you ready to explore this place? Then let's check out one of the most spectacular sanatoriums around here. One disclaimer before we start: everything you do here is at your own risk.
Sanatorium Media is one of the best preserved buildings. And thanks to its magnificent columns, it's still a popular photo spot. I meet Emily Lush, a travel blogger who lives nearby and has done a lot of research on Tskaltubo.
I think it's one of my favorite places in the country, and I think it's because you get all those different layers of history in one location. So you have all the stories of the people who spent time here in the past. Present is obviously other layers of history to it as well.
Tskaltubo owes its glittering past to its natural mineral springs, long believed to have healing powers. Emily tells me the sanatorium was built in the late 1950s and had over 320 beds. I have to say, it seems pretty lavish to me.
They wanted this to be like a showpiece for the USSR. I'm sure they wanted this to be something really special because the waters here and the environment here were very well documented in terms of their curative properties, and it was a very attractive place for people to come.
From ordinary workers to military generals, hundreds of thousands of people from all over the Soviet Union came to Tskaltubo during its heyday. There was even a direct train connection to Moscow. Anyone with a prescription from a doctor stayed for free. State-subsidized rest and recuperation.
Time to explore some of the other former sanatoriums.
The Metallurgist Sanatorium also has a huge entrance hall and is relatively well preserved. But where does the name come from?
This is an example of a sanatorium that was named for a specific profession or a group of people. So in Georgia, there were mines during the Soviet period, some of which are still working today. Perhaps those people who were involved in the metal industry, perhaps this was their sanatorium where they would come for their recreation time. And I think in some of the details of the building you can see that referenced as well. On the beautiful staircase that we just came up, it has these amazing metalwork in the railings, which has been kept and quite beautifully preserved.
Marble walls, stucco ceilings, a private theater and an impressive chandelier. This place too was luxurious. But with the collapse of the Soviet Union, it all came to an abrupt end, and the guests stopped coming. The buildings were then used for a very different purpose.
There was a civil war in Georgia after the breakup of the Soviet Union, so people who were displaced from areas like Abkhazia, they came into Georgia and they had nowhere to live. So a lot of families were placed in these sanatoriums. It was supposed to be a temporary measure, and it ended up lasting for quite a long time.
Some people still live here. You should be considerate of them when visiting.
What if you want to see more of this place but need somewhere to stay for the night? I have good news for you. There's a place nearby and it's pretty special.
This is the only sanatorium that has been restored. It's a former military sanatorium that once was used by members of the Soviet Ministry of Defense. It reopened as a hotel just under 15 years ago. Hotel manager Koba Kutelaladze shows me around. It has 137 rooms, but one stands out above the rest, the former concert hall.
როგორც იყო ისე შენარჩუნდება ყველაფერი, აბსოლუტურად არაფერი. Მიდის კოსმეტიკური რემონტი, როგორც იგივე პარკეტით, შეცვლა ხდება პარკეტის, ასევე სადაც ატკეჩილია. აბსოლუტურად ყველაფერი იქნება დაცული. ნორმის სტანდარტებში როგორც იყო, ისეთ იქნება მთელი ტერიტორიაზე.
Only part of the building was restored. The main structure has two identical wings with covered walkways. One renovated, the other in its original condition, so visitors can compare the old and the new.
If you'd like to visit Tskaltubo, while it still exists as an abandoned place, here's my advice. Do it as soon as you can. Why? I'll show you.
After decades of decay, Tskaltubo could soon be given a new lease on life. Some sanatoriums have been sold to foreign investors and are no longer accessible. Luxury hotels may soon stand here.
Time to move on. Just a short drive away, there's another town that's shaped by the same era, but has a completely different rhythm to it. A place that feels a little like an open-air museum, while at the same time being very much alive.
About 80 kilometers further east lies Chiatura, nestled between steep valleys and deep gorges. The mining town is known for its large cable car network. There were once over 20 passenger lines here, built between the 1950s and the 1970s.
These cable cars were used to transport workers from the surrounding manganese mines to the city center. In 2017, the last operating line went out of service, and judging by this one, you can probably guess why.
Some of the old gondolas and cable car stations can still be visited today. Nino, who grew up and lives in Chiatura, shows me where. The cable cars were once the city's lifeline.
I remember that the floor has like several big holes that you could step on it. Yeah, it's looks scary, but for us it was so much fun. For people, local people, for us it was very normal thing to do.
The cramped cabins, many rusting, were also referred to as flying coffins, a term Nino doesn't like.
I call it flying Venice. I like it better. We are gondolas, but in the air. So many gondolas, but in the air. So flying Venice, it sounds better than the one that you do.
With the collapse of the Soviet Union, the city also went into decline. Mines closed, residents moved away, and the cable cars, along with their stations and operating facilities, were left to decay.
I think they just did not want to waste money for the deconstruction of the building, so it's just for that reason, not the reason that they want to remain this cultural heritage.
If you are disappointed you didn't get here in time to ride those ropeways, I have a little surprise for you.
Chiatura simply wouldn't be Chiatura without cable cars, so several lines have been renovated or rebuilt.
Thankfully, this one got two brand new gondolas, a new cable line and new machinery. But it still is one of the steepest cable cars in the world. Today it's under construction, so I can't ride it. What a shame.
Fortunately, there are other cable cars. They are not modeled after the old ones, but they are bigger and more comfortable. And riding them only costs a few cents.
As you see, the Chiatura is situated on the top of the mountains, so you need to go up every time, so it's really helpful.
Yeah. So it's not only for tourists?
No. It's in contrary. It's for public transport, so if you take a bus or metro, like if you're in France or in Tbilisi, it's the same here, like for everyday life.
The trip is also worth it for the city views. At least when the weather is a little better. At the top, there is another lost place, the former Pioneer Palace. Once a cultural and educational center for young people, the building has now fallen into disrepair. Still, Nino says there are plenty of good reasons to visit her city.
There is not only one reason that you could visit. There is some post-industrial remains that some people want to visit. Also this climbing, for people who like climbing as well. There are so many options and different types of climbing areas that they want to see. So there are several reasons that I would recommend people to visit. It depends on their taste.
I hope you enjoyed my tips for this trip back in time. What other places would you like us to explore for you? Let us know in the comments.